This is the first of a special two-part series featuring Watershed Management's flow monitoring team. Cruise is filmed on location with the men and women of the City of Atlanta Department of Watershed Management. All work orders are mandatory until completed. Watershed's men and women work hard to provide clean, safe drinking water for our customers.
My name is Patrick Woodall. I'm Environmental Compliance Manager. I've been with the city for 22 years. My role is the manager of the Flow Monitoring Group. Our mission statement was originally to deploy monitoring stations throughout the political limits to capture interjurisdictional wastewater that was being sent to us by other cities. For example, College Park, Hateville, East Point, Fulton County, DeKalb County. These are all jurisdictions that are outside of our political limits that are sending sewer into our political limits that we're treating and sending to the river. So we entered a contractual agreement with the surrounding municipalities to install instrumentation and bill them based on the wastewater they sent us. That's the original purpose of the group back in the 80s. That's when the group was put here. As a result of the consent order, the group evolved a little bit, and we needed to better understand what's happening in our sewers holistically, from the top to the bottom all the way to the treatment plant. So we deployed monitors throughout the collection system, in addition to that rain gauges, so we could see inflow and infiltration throughout our system. And we're now better able to understand our collection system holistically, and that information and that data gets plugged into the hydraulic model, and the hydraulic model helps us predict what changes and modifications we can make to our system and what happens to the system holistically.
I get here at 6 o'clock in the morning, try to get this report ready for the guys, the field crews. So I start checking the FlowLink database and looking for any flow anomalies, any erratic data, stuff that don't match up to historical data. So then once I get the errors, I'll put it on the error report and I'll generate it. And once it's generated, it gets emailed out to all the team members. And so the IJ supervisor, field supervisor, is Reggie. And so he'll get this and he will distribute it.
The errors have been generated by David a little bit earlier. And we normally get together, David and I, talk and discuss whatever errors that we have for the day. And once we figure out the errors, then we have to assign each error to an individual to go out to take care of that error.
So we're looking at the error report, and we kind of go over, Reggie and I discuss what's on the error report. So I put Petrie Norfolk back on the error report because the tree fell across the power line. So I want the guys to go back out here today, inspect it, and see if power is put back onto the equipment. And then Reggie, Danforth Drive, it's got some erratic velocity, so that probably can be corrected from outside the manhole. Try to brush it first. That doesn't do it. We may have to do a confined space entry, but as you know, we always try to correct problems from outside the manhole without going in. And then southeast lift station, it's got the low signal strength again.
Yeah, low signal strength. Normally we can go out and actually brush the sensor. And usually once we brush it, get the debris off of it, our signal strength will come back in very strongly.
All right, and give me a heads up if you need any additional help or have any questions.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Thanks, Reggie. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Dave.
And also remember the airport.
We just arrived here at the airport. We're waiting for our escort to come out, and we have to have these vehicles that we're going to take onto the airport. We have to have those vehicles inspected. What we call the air report. It's the reason we came out here. According to the graph that was generated for this particular site, I know you can't see it too well, but this is a graph, and on this graph is not particularly what we would like to see. We can see arrows on this graph, and it tells us based on the nature of the flow and the graph that's created, we know that we actually have problems out here. So that's the reason why we are out here now.
The error for today is the flat one, which means our sensor are reading 0, which means there's something, whether it's debris, in this case more than likely, there's moisture on the sensor.
As you see, this is what we call our ultrasonic sensor. We're out here because periodically it gets moisture, condensation, what have you, that's on the sensor, and that gives us the error readings that we have. And if the data that we're receiving, it's not giving us a erratic type of signal on our graph, that's telling us that the sensor is not working properly. So we have to come out and do maintenance on the sensor. Like as you see, a great deal of condensation has built up in this sensor, and it's causing some erratic readings. This helps us to really have great data that's coming in that we can use also to bill our customers.
Okay, as you can see, we have completed our maintenance at the manhole, and we can come back and look at our computer. If you look at the level now, we have a 0.141 per second we're reading at this time, and a flow rate of 0.079. That means our cleaning of the sensor, drying off the sensor, cleaning the water and the debris off the sensor, it actually worked for us. So now we have taken care of the issue that actually brought us out here today.
Be sure to tune in for part 2 of this special series showcasing the hard-working crews of Watershed Management's flow monitoring team.